Hi, my loves. How are you doing, beautiful people? Thank you so much for joining me. I've got a reading for you for Mercury in Aquarius. And so here we are. Mercury, your ruling planet, which is all about transaction sales, being creative, speaking, communications, trade, sales, going into open-minded, progressive and futuristic thinking sign of Aquarius. We know this to be fixed air, which sometimes can mean ruminating thoughts. And so this is the time to kind of really look at what kind of thoughts are occupying your mind space, because expect those to be really like what is the word? Really volumed, really concentrated, really being put forward like this is everything that's going on. The thing with that is that it's not necessarily true and doesn't necessarily reflect reality. It's really important while Mercury is in Aquarius to remain future focused. Okay, your thinking has to really be about what it is that creates individuality in your life, in your personality, in the things that you're doing, your job, whatever, your passions, your projects, whatever it is. As I mentioned yesterday, this is the time where we really kind of pull back the feelings, like really forget what the feelings are directing us in, and perhaps focus more on the cerebral nature of this month, of this season, of even Mercury going into your sign. It's a really good time to lose touch with the sensitive side, lose touch with your feelings, and really think more so about how it's important to keep changing your mind. It's also a really good time to really strongly, with almost like a childlike innocence, look at the things that occupy your headspace. Really think about where it is that you may need to clean up what's going on in your thoughts, in your mind, tie up some loose ends, you know. I think I say that because if you are prepared to deal with them now, clean up your thoughts, tie up the loose ends that tie you to the past, you progress into Pisces season, which is very much about the mind, about astral, about going to the next level, about the next venture. Fixed air. What is it that is going on in your mind right now? And how much of it really has to do with feelings, and how much of those feelings are hindering you. And the best thing, I think, sometimes is to kind of understand that the way that you think, the way that you feel, isn't necessarily a true reflection of what's going on necessarily. Okay, so Mercury enters Aquarius. If you would be interested in booking a reading, you can do so on the website, rubyreadstarot.com. All donations to the channel are so greatly appreciated. Please do keep those coming. This is a time for revolution, okay? This is the time to take the time to clear up your mind, to detach from the things that you associate with, the things that you know yourself to be. And with some objectivity, like I said, facts over feelings, really look at the truth of how much that is actually true, how much of that is stigma, how much of that is old programs replaying, how much of that is genuinely just fictional. Detachment will help you be a little bit more productive, a little bit more future thinking, future focused at least, and really use this time to let the bizarre ideas, like the weirder, the stranger, the quirkier, the more outside of the box. This is really the time for experimentation. This is really the time for looking beyond what you know. So if you are someone who has been having a really difficult time recently, it's probably because you are a little bit too much in your feelings, and ruminating air, fixed air, can really highlight a lot of things that kind of need you to move beyond. So with Mercury going into Aquarius, now is the time to think about your future in a detached, in a neutral, in a unstigmatized, in a unbiased kind of way. It's got to be clinical, it's got to be clean, it's got to be intellectual based, and it's got to be futuristic thinking. Right now, as much as your thoughts and emotions might be pulling at your heartstrings, if you've got a vision for the future, if you're willing to be that pioneer, if you are willing to look beyond the way you feel, if you're willing to trust yourself, and if you're willing to not give up regardless of how hard it gets, and if you're willing to face the uncomfortable, and even if you're feeling disheartened, if you're willing to take all of that and put it to one side and think, okay, that might be how I feel. Let me see what I can actually genuinely do to get myself on track with all of the things that I want my future to be based on. You guarantee yourself success. Clean up the mess now so that it doesn't messy the future. Keep an open mind right now. The creativity runs super high. And this is absolutely the time to dance. This is absolutely the time to draw and make art and write books and be creative and think about how moving into Pisces season with the Pisces new moon, only about 10 days or so after, what it is that you can do to clean up these emotions and bring logic and intellect to replace them in order to create progressive thinking. This is really big concepts, but I think you will enjoy it, okay? Because Virgo, you, a lot like Aquarius, are thinkers. Your intellects, but emotions run high in this season because we're lingering too much on thoughts that need sorting, clearing, and putting away. Avoidance is probably one of those things that might create some snags in the future, and so it's probably a good idea to just confront as brazenly and as bravely as you possibly can. So here are our cards for Mercury in Aquarius. That's the Tower card. I think a lot of you have been feeling that recently. That's the Two of Cups. That's the Ten of Cups. That's the King of Cups. And that's the Eight of Pentacles. This is, I think, all I need to see. There's a few different things that I'm going to mention here. Okay, there's a few different concepts. And I want to use the crystal angels also because I really think that now is a very good time for each of us to reconnect with our crystals, reconnect with the moon, reconnect with our rituals and our magics. Bottom of the deck is Hierophant. Okay. So, a lot of you may have been finding, and I love the Tower card because for me, my analogy, like I go by the traditional meanings of the tarot cards, but I'm so much more an intuitive than just going by exactly that. So I like to bring my own intuition into the reading of the cards. I've been doing this for how many years now? So I always like the analogy of the Tower card being like the shoe that doesn't really fit and it's super uncomfortable to walk in, and you finally get a chance to I don't know, something happens to the shoes, they break, and then that's it. You finally get the opportunity to buy a pair of shoes that actually fits better. So, Mercury in Aquarius might feel like everything that you knew, everything that wasn't working, everything that has been holding you up, all of the ruminating thoughts, all of that may have come to a complete breakdown. And if you see this Tower card as an opportunity to go and find yourself something better, something that fits better, something that is better, you will see that what you're actually starting with is a ground zero in order to create a foundation for something that fits better for you. 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups, King of Cups. For a lot of you, and I've been predicting this, and I've been saying this, there is a solid relationship that you walk out of Mercury in Aquarius with. There is partnerships, pairings, the right energy coming together to create longevity. And in order to create longevity, you will find that it is natural for the components necessary to be drawn into each other like magnets. And so I need all of you to make, well, it's a good idea for you guys to make room for partnerships that have longevity in them, partnerships that you know will be based in the future, like that will last for the future, that stand the test of time. King of Cups energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is an emotionally intelligent king. He has the deepest of the deepest feelings. He is also someone who is secure enough, emotionally stable and secure enough to ride the ebbs and flows of life without letting the contents of his cup fall out. You know what I mean? That's a serious level of stability. In this Mercury in Aquarius, a lot of you are urged to really hone down and focus in on your work. Whatever that work may be, whatever it is that brings you finance, it's time to get into the zone, right? 8 of Pentacles. Tie a blindfold around this man and tie one of his arms behind his back, and he will still know exactly what he's doing. That's the level of connection that you're being asked to pour into whatever it, and even if you're a mum, that's your work. Do you know what I mean? That's your life purpose. It's time to really get into it. You're being asked to clear out the rubble of the falsities, of the things that you know that don't work, of the people that you know are not for you truly. It's time to clear out the rubble of all of the excess stuff that is just not fitting, and build with conviction, knowing that there are things that might be actively working against you, but the power is in you cleaning up your own act by knowing where the holes are in your plans. Take this tower moment as a blessing from God. Take this tower moment as a wake-up call. What are you actively ignoring that needs your attention? These feelings, these thoughts, the things that weren't working, what was going on, how much of it is responsible down to your emotions, and how are you letting your emotions run the show? And is that really working for you? Where do you pull back? Where do you tie up those loose ends? Where do you clean up the past so it doesn't messy your future? How willing are you to trust yourself enough not to give up regardless of how hard it gets? How willing are you to face the uncomfortable? Because it looks like love and support that you need is there. And it also looks like it may be from a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. And it may be that these unions, Hierophant is marriage card for me. These unions that need work, how much are you willing to be progressive in your thoughts and in your ideas and remain neutral and not let feelings get in the way? To completely forget the feelings and actually get this cerebral account of what your ruling planet is doing in this sign. Which is saying to you, hey, lose touch with the sensitive side, okay? Get quirky. Get unorthodox. Get your free-spirited freak flag. Let that whole thing fly. March the beat of your own drum. How willing are you to be revolutionary in this time and be an individual, right? And take the time to clear your mind and take the time to detach with objectivity and really look at facts over feelings. Intelligently categorizing all of the things that you know have been holding you up or have kept you in an uncomfortable place. Only a visionary can do that. And there's a level of eccentricity that goes with that. When I say to you, your strength, your superpower is in the analytics. Right now, for you, Virgo, it should be the easiest to put your feelings and your thoughts about how things may not have been working out for you and how hard it is. And no. This is for your good. Trust me, this is all for your good. And as Venus conjuncts Neptune, both in the sign of Pisces, as that kicks in on the 15th, Mercury in Aquarius, and then that conjunction taking place will bring you the tenderness, the TLC that you need. But please understand that there are emotional things that are hindering you, when right now what you really need to do is trust that whatever is happening is actually in your favor, and then also trusting that whatever thing is working against you, you have to rise up against it, because what are you doing otherwise? You're just going to bend over and take it? As we prepare to go into Pisces season, there will be a lot of love energy. There is a lot of signs going in. There are a lot of signs in Pisces right now. And this is love energy. This is tying up loose ends. This is the culmination. This is the lesson learned. So, don't do the avoidant thing. Don't turn a blind eye to issues that you know needed to be cleaned up a long time ago. If anything, face it. Face the fear head on. Really face it. Look at it. Look at why it's there. And we've got the crystal angels. I want some crystal recommendations for you guys for this Mercury in Aquarius period. All right, let's get some crystal recommendations for this Mercury in Virgo, Mercury in Aquarius transit. Let's get some crystal recommendations. Okay. Ay, it's Ruby. Bless your heart. Reach out for emotional and spiritual support to heal and mend your heart. I'm going to say to a lot of you, you really need to book readings with me. It's a sign, guys. If you've been meaning to book a reading, get in touch, rubyreadstarot.com. I love that it says bless your heart, because honestly and truly, that's what I wish for all of you. If you need the emotional and spiritual support right now to heal and mend your heart, book a reading, rubyreadstarot.com. This is absolutely a sign. But there is an emphasis on your heart here. And it is... Ruby is one of the strongest stones. You know what I mean? I would know I'm one of the strongest people I know. If not the strongest person I know. Work on that heart space. And love yourself and protect your heart. And take care of you. And instead of searching for the love externally, give that love to your heart space right now. As much as you can. I love this. All right, guys. I think that's all I have for you. Book a reading, rubyreadstarot.com. Leave me a comment and let me know how you guys are doing. I love it when you do that. All donations to the channel are so greatly appreciated. Lots of love to you, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.